natural recovery associated with a terrible recession. But even then, economic growth ground to a halt by the end of his presidency. It shrunk to a measly 1.6% during his last year in office. In 2016, the unemployment rate stood at 4.7%, and real middle-class wage growth was flat. Business sentiment was relatively low, probably as a consequence of the $900 billion worth of regulatory red tape from the Obama administration. Consumer confidence was flagging as well, and the Dow was sitting just above 18,000 on the eve of the 2016 election. But we all remember that all changed the night Trump was elected.
We will embark upon a project of national growth and renewal. I will harness the creative talents of our people, and we will call upon the best and brightest to leverage their tremendous talent for the benefit of all.
And he made good on that promise. Business sentiment immediately spiked. Consumer confidence skyrocketed. Almost immediately, it hit another 15-year high last week. And the Dow soared. It's now nearing 30,000 points, nearly double what it was before Trump's election. Now, that's great news for the millions of Americans with 401ks and IRAs. And then, of course, there were the tax cuts.
We've cut taxes. We've taken care of regulations, cut more than any other president in the history of our country. And we did that in 3 years instead of 8 years. Remember, the tax cut was the biggest tax cut in the history of our country.
It turns out that the money Americans kept, which Pelosi derided as crumbs, it boosted our economy beyond what anyone expected. Or as the New York Times put it, a wave of optimism has swept over American business leaders, and it's beginning to translate into the sort of investment in new plants, equipment, and factory upgrades that bolsters economic growth, spurs job creation, and may finally raise wages significantly. Well, and it worked, right? Unemployment is now near an all-time lows, and the benefits of this are being felt far and wide.
The unemployment rate among African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans has reached record lows all time, never been lower than what it is now.
But some Democrats just can't accept these amazing jobs numbers.
I'm saying that the African American unemployment is not the lowest it's ever been, unless you count slavery. We were fully employed during slavery.
Now, what are you even supposed to say to that? The fact is, the unprecedented prosperity that we're seeing today is the opposite of what the so-called economic experts predicted back in 2016.
In the event Donald wins, I have no doubt in my mind the market tanks.
You will see a market crash of historic proportions.
If Trump becomes president and implements all of his proposed policies, the U.S. economy could take a $1 trillion hit.
I mean, how are any of those people still working after those predictions? All right, well, instead of calamity, we all know we're living in the best economy in decades, and most Americans know whom to thank. A new Gallup poll, as we mentioned earlier, found that 62% credit Trump with the booming economy, compared to just 51% who said it's because of Obama. Well, no wonder Democrats are trying to steal, though, the economic limelight. I was thinking about this tonight. If I were a Democrat and I was looking at all these numbers, the charts, the graphs, and just the facts about wages going up for the lower income Americans, the middle income Americans, I'd want to take credit for all of that as well. What else are you going to say to it? And that's the angle. And up ahead, Trump is taking on the pollsters, and he's showing that, well, is this something we can really believe? As another head-to-head survey shows that his approval rating is actually at a record high. Mark Penn,